Hello everybody, don't worry, you've not drank too much. This is a very familiar setting for these videos. I know it says we're in Barry's Lock Lab, which the video is, but I needed to drop just a quick little edit in here at the beginning just to clarify something. So you probably noticed that the video says part 1 on it. Now the initial idea was go and visit Barry, do some creating and some learning, make a video of the process and upload it. So there are some questions that will be answered through the video, so I won't address them obviously, but this set of videos alone, when I came home and uploaded them onto Premiere to start editing them, topped out at just under 3 hours before any editing. I got about nearly half the way through the editing. I think it would have worked out to. I'd cut 25 minutes worth. Some of it was stuff that was going to be cut anyway, and transitioning to different areas and whatnot, but that still left the total running time of, let's go with 35% edited. The total running time was still 2 hours and 25. There is no way I was going to cut 2 hours worth of content, because the idea was, you know, doing a video with Barry was, you know, going to be something for other people to get inspired with, you know, and try to, if there's something that they don't know how to do, then maybe it'll get covered. So I couldn't try and make the whole subject into, say, a half an hour video. So the videos that I captured on Saturday will probably be in 3 parts, and I'll probably put one out once a week and then do a video of my own during the week as well. So yeah, just thought I'd add this in, clear that up, and other than that, enjoy the video. Cheers. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Pickin'Rick and thank you for joining me. Well, for the people who saw my post, you'll already know where I am. I know people have been waiting for this since I announced it. I've been graciously invited into the evil lab of Mr Barry Bradford. Say hello, Barry.
Hi everybody.
There you go. So now some of you know what he sounds like. Great success. But yeah, so been invited here after a nice bit of a train ride, and we're going to make a couple of challenge locks. So there is going to be some chopping back and forth with video and whatnot. Just trying to make sure we capture everything and, you know, good information, something that might help other people, give some ideas, something like that. It's a good job these people know I ramble, isn't it?
Just a little bit.
But without further ado, let's get started. So let's Get a bit of disassemble on the go. This is something I need to invest in.
I'm going to spin it sideways so as it's in the gap. Spin the clip.
I'm so used to having pliers and closing. Yeah, man. No, I'm doing myself an injury. Telling you, there's a few videos on my channel.
That's it, you clip spin there. So if you use the pliers. Should have come off then actually. Get it on camera.
That's it, all locks get camera shy.
This never happens.
Listen, that's the excuse we all use at one point in our life.
It's because I'm normally sitting down actually. No, it's not, it doesn't want to play.
Yeah, it's alright.
And this one's really good. This chops lumps out of your fingers.
Yeah, I know. Why do you think I bought this one?
That's it. Master.
Like the amount of locks, even using that thing, I've got videos of my
Do you want to try the magic one?
Yeah, I want a magic one. Key handy. Yeah, the amount of like normally stock locks, funnily enough.
Right, don't forget these have the builder's cuts in them, so if you go too far they will fall inside of the builder's pins.
Ah, yeah.
So you need to rotate that way really to be safe, not that way.
Yep, opposite way. There we go.
Which are really useful when you're testing a challenge lock.
Yeah, especially when you get that one git
With a T-pin and it doesn't want to come back out.
Mm-hmm.
You just wasted a whole afternoon.
That's what shims are invented for.
They're just the side pins for your control.
Yeah.
We don't need them.
Out you come. There we go. So this is the one that's getting used, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one you chose.
So let's have them out.
6, 5. These pins do actually cut with the jeweler's saw. They're not too overly hard. They do reshape.
I don't know, I think I need to find some new blades for my jeweler's saw. Because guaranteed no matter what I'm cutting, I'll go through about 3 blades.
Okay, you'll like this for cutting.
Just want to follow. Ah, see, this is the problem with having a ring light. It doesn't shine.
It may do if you pull it back into the core. You'll see the illumination on it.
Tell me how many people want one of them. That will help. Or it'll at least be.
I find it very helpful when you're trying to put trap pins back in.
Yeah, I can imagine that's a great help with trap pins.
So when you're trying to get one in the side on the spring and keep the same pin in at the same time.
So smooth. No, I haven't. I dropped the core from the front.
Oh, right. wasn't paying attention. I was too busy drinking this wonderful beer we've been provided with.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Only the best in the
Yeah,
world.
yeah. Fueling the visit, because that's what we do. I'll have a supper in a second when I've not got pins waiting to come out and hit me in the eye. Like that.
Just like that.
He wanted to go. I could hear it talking when you want some. Obviously, stock lock, so.
Of the E2 brand.
Yeah, these E2 brand locks.
Would you like to swap core while I trim the back up? It's been the same body, won't make any difference. I'll get this cut and you can decide what you want to do with that.
Yeah, definitely.
There is a Sharpie there if you want to make any notes on pins or chambers you want to adjust or thinking about. I like to get the key back in the core now and have a real look and play with a spool or something to see how much room I've possibly got to work with or depth I can make something interesting work with.
Yeah,
which gives me a decide of what type of pin I'm possibly going to use.
Yeah, that's why I was just having a look at the gap in between the chambers.
A little bit more to play with.
Yeah, definitely more than was on that Isaiah. Little comparison shot.
If you want to use
Yeah. Yeah, also something always worth bearing in mind. That's out of an Isaiah, and the gap in is a bit different, so it gives you less meat to work with.
Okay, no sharp edges on any of the backs now.
Because it never hurts to take some pride in your work. I do like this bit.
That's one of two I tend to use. I like that one as it's a sharp sort of angle, and then there's the rounded one.
Yeah, see, it's the rounded ones that I've got, but they're both smaller than that.
This one gives a really good deep cut, and this one's really good for a sharp spool. Sometimes I will mill a chamber twice with two different bits.
Yeah, one to get the depth and then one to get sharpness.
Sometimes I'll put a serration in and then mill as well, maybe halfway down.
Yeah. Something like that's handy for like gins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the only problem with me. So yeah, this is how these E2s come out. I think it's like a Yale style, isn't it? Almost, but I think there's a bit of extra warding.
A Yale style key won't go into E2QA.
Yeah, there's extra warding, I think.
These are universal Yales. Obviously these will make a 10-pin lock.
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple of these when you go. These are extremely useful for just shimming a lock open rather than wasting time picking it. You've just got so much space to work with a larger key. These won't fit the E2 keyway.
Where's the samurai sword? There it is. So yeah, check them out. I think they're lock breakers, they are.
They're fantastic. They're my go-to. Shim 3, pick 2.
Yeah. So obviously,
now to decide what cuts you want to make and I want to make.
Yes, indeed. And I suppose a good place to start is with the key.
I tend to spend some time looking at the pins in situ with the key at the side, being devious.
Yes, that's a handy little trick that I learned myself. Obviously not with making charge locks, but certain stock locks that you sit there with for 30-40 hours and you've had enough of it.
I have a cheap Screwfix Union Asset alloy kicking about somewhere, and every chamber is a spool, and it takes forever to pick.
Oh yeah, because I bet it's going to be like the bloody 600. You're going to have sharp edges, and then you're going to have like one serration around the top of each chamber.
Yeah, it has quite a thin queue actually. There's some blanks on the shelf now.
Crikey.
Actually, it's quite a fat queue.
That's where you need a 25 thou pry bar. Now if I'm correct, hooray! I did something right for the day. That's it, I'm going home. Done. And this is where I then go, stay. Come on, Master Craftsman. Yes.
I like the look of, maybe mill that one, mill that one, mill that one, and definitely mill that one for the depth. On my example, I think I'm going to mill this one, and this one.
Yeah.
And maybe deeper mill this one. Maybe with a larger burr.
Yeah. Give something real deep for it to sit in.
And then I can make a ball pin, maybe in the rear chamber, that sort of sits in. Maybe make a T-pin on this one. Maybe a T-pin on this one as well. This one I'm thinking maybe a sliding pin.
Yes. Something that's going to give a multiple option.
Maybe thread this chamber with the sliding sleeve, as well as the mill.
Yeah.
Maybe. Any thoughts?
I think that's a...
Any thoughts on yours? I'll just throw some pins on the floor.
Well, as long as you're not throwing things at me, I'm happy. Yeah, so I think, see this pin 5?
It's quite high, isn't it?
Yeah.
You could mill that and do a serrated T-pin spool maybe.
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe
or
a quarter of the way down.
Yeah, or something like how gym bowls react. Full. How
many beers have you had?
Not enough. I can still sprex. But no, obviously like the way you have it in like this, the 700s, where you have the milling and then the way the gin interacts with it.
Yeah, we can make them.
I think that'll trip somebody up nicely.
There's always something ambulating.
Well, they're not coming to pick me up. Yes. Yeah, it's going to be some good milling work going.
I have bearings if you want them. I have neodymium magnets, if you would like them.
Yeah, say that one 3 times.
They do not like being cut into pins.
No, I bet they don't.
These are... Do you want to do them on the cam?
Yeah, let's have a quick look at these. Keep away from children. I have to take these on, mate.
Always keep away from children. It costs you a fortune.
So what have you got?
I like to put these in opposite poles so they push each other apart.
Yes.
Rather than sticking, sometimes I'll put them in back to front. So
Yeah,
they don't want to be together at the shear
because
line.
you know that's going to irritate somebody. Oh, that's going to be harsh on a pick.
They don't want to play, do they?
No.
The only thing you have to remember is if somebody disassembles your challenge lock, is to put them back in correct. Because naturally when you put them in the pinning tray, they will spin and find the poles to stick themselves together. It's an easy mistake to make, to put them back together wrong.
Yeah, you see there's a solution to that. Solder the clip on.
Interesting, aren't we?
Indeed. That could really ruin somebody's day.
You can keep pushing that pin forever and it'll just keep coming back.
Mm.
Especially if the chamber's slightly oversized.
Yeah, you give it a bit of milling, something for it to sit in, so it'll refuse to move. I think I'm going to have to get some of these. I'm going to make a lock. Send it to DMAC.
Okay, so shall we show the core holder and get set up?
Ah, yes.
You've got one, I've got, there's one there, there's half a dozen over there. We'll get set up in the vise with the core holder. You only actually really need one screw in it. But...
Managed to make sure I dug it out especially. You gotta have the right tools, always.
I only tend to use the one grub screw in the back.
Yeah, it's generally what you need, really. And quickly drop these out.
It just holds the core central. When you're in the vise, it's just easier to grip.
Yeah, very handy stuff.
So you're working at the top of the vise rather than this being in the rubber, sort of halfway in the vise. What's this? We're going to be using for this. What was that?
Decisions.
Not sure what side is in
Get this pinched up.
Yeah, that's the small one. That's good. That works better with the ears. It is actually one of them. It's just come out of the hand.
All right. And there's the box. I won't open the box because everything in the box is out on the desks.
The only thing you have to watch with this tool is don't forget to remove this when it's in the vise, because it chews the teeth off the cog inside the machine.
Ah.
And they did send me a replacement machine.
I'm guessing they won't be so happy about wanting another one.
No, and the spanner that comes with the machine, just throw it away. Just buy a 10mm spanner.
I've got a toolbox full of spanners.
Job done. Okay, let's adjust the vise. Like this vise. Okay.
So we're getting to a bit of milling, are we?
Will the camera see that?
Yes, it shall.
Can never have enough lights. 3 passes is usually enough.
3 passes, you say?
I find 3 passes is normally quite good. And we can go in and do a 4. It's on the collar of the bear now, so it won't actually mill any deeper. Obviously you need a steady hand going in and coming out. The other chamber I'm going to change the mill bit for the round head one.
This one?
Yes. Of course using Jan's pinning tray to maximum effect.
I'm sure Jan will be very happy to see it.
You get a very different shape cut. A trusty pipe cleaner.
See, I've got kids. I've got kids. If I had pipe cleaners, they'd be gone.
I just find it takes a swarf out of the chambers, especially if you're threading. You can just give them a clean.
Yeah, definitely.
Can we see different shapes?
1 second.
This is a completely different cut.
Yeah, there we go. So I got some good seam on that.
Yeah, it's a completely different type of mill. This is more of a wedge shape. And this is more of a deep circle.
Yeah, because with that wedge shape, you can see that lip there at the bottom of it.
Yeah, because it's like a reverse cone, isn't it? Where this is a deep sort of circle. So this one I'm going to use a pin-in pin, and this one I'm going to thread.
Yeah.
Okay, we can quickly thread that in the vise.
Let's get back to it. Vice shot.
This is an electrician's tap for a socket box. For the socket screws. Just in case anybody isn't sure.
Is it 3.5?
3.5 millimeter. I think choosing the depth of the thread is depending on what I have some threaded bar. Is it that one? This is screwed bar, which will work in a threaded chamber, but not as a key pin.
Yeah, because if it's gonna actually thread into it, it's not gonna move.
The key either will go in or won't come out.
Yeah, we can't have that. Excuse. There we go. Nice and sharp.
I may do something in this chamber. I'll wait until I've cut the pin.
Yeah. See how the pin comes out and then...
Yeah. Okay, your turn.
Let's see how I screw it up.
So you can see the difference in the counter milling.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, them wedge ones have got like a really good lip.
So if you just pass that box, there's some gins in there, I think.
This one?
Yes. Tweezers. I think. Got the counter milling.
So let's have a quick little look see at this. Yes, that's it's real deep in there. So obviously all these are the...
And then with the wedge cuts.
Yeah. That's gonna catch so well on there.
Especially in a false set.
Yeah.
It will have a different feel on the last chamber, that's the different burr. Maybe a step spool. If you want a spool.
Yeah, where's...
Spool there. That may fit that big a mill. I found that pin I dropped it on. There's a spool. On the floor.
As if by magic.
Hanging up on the floor. That should fit.
Start calling you Mr. Ben. Yes, I think, well, yes, obviously with the brown one because it goes out and in again. Oh, that is horrible.
The wedge fits that spool much better from
Yeah,
the factory spool.
that is horrible. If you got tension on that.
And we could probably serrate that spool as well.
Yeah, you got tension on that.
I can get a cut in the middle of that spool.
That ain't moving if you're tensioning it and that's in a false set.
We're like that then.
Oh, yes. That is alright, that's gonna... I bet.
Stay put.
That is the sort of thing that will ruin somebody's day.
Especially if you serrate the spool as well.
But yeah, them wedge cut ones, that'll make somebody cry.
Time to make your call.
Oh well, I suppose. Can I screw it up once? So let's have a crack at this wedge then. It rotates to the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that second one's like...
Just scratched it.
Yeah. I think the third one I've done much better. I think we'll have another go.
You'll know when you try a spool or something in it if it is catching or if you haven't gone deep enough. Go for it.
So let's try take two.
sounded about right.
There's that spool one. Yeah, see, now it knows there's a lip there.
Job.
Good job there.
I've just passed back over the others now.
Yeah. Let's get them all working right.
May not go into your back one.
I was going to do the back one with the ball.
Yeah, go for a different tactic.
Yeah.
Of course, when you get pretty good with the tool, you can actually go deeper. You can drop a key pin in and work off the top of it, and you can mill much further down.
I think I'll skip that lesson for today. Get this last one done. That one sounded quite promising. Oh, would you look at that? I can actually do an even lip all the way around.
Happy days.
I did a thing.